What is going on YouTube? Lamont on the run. Today we're in Columbus, Ohio. I'm working on a story here about a former professor who murdered his lover, who he was having an affair with, on his wife. And let's just say things ended quite badly for this man. His last moments on earth was an electrifyingly good time, we'll just say that. Anyways, today we're going to talk about the curious case of a rapper that I would say most of you guys know. His real name, Michael Lawrence Taylor. He's 52 years old at the recording of this video. But you guys don't know him by his legal name. You know him by his stage name of Mystikal, right? Does anybody remember Mystikal? He has a very well-known rap song. It's called Shake Ya Ash. You know what I'm saying? Watch yourself. Shake it. Let's show me what you're working with. Yeah, that guy, right? He was very, very popular at the time, back in the early 2000s. He wasn't a one-hit wonder because he had a few hits, but that hit was probably the biggest one of all. He was very popular rapper. He's very, very talented lyricist, right? All that good stuff, right? He definitely had his own style that has not been copied by anyone since, right? So why are we talking about this guy today? Well, we're talking about him because this guy just cannot stop friggin' raping women. Can't stop it, kids. He has rape on the brains. This guy's always throwing rapé parties, and unfortunately, the invited guests never know that they're an invited guest. So let's talk briefly about this clown and his history. So he first went to prison in 2003 for throwing a rapé party. I'll break down the story really quickly. So back in 2002, he had discovered that his hairstylist at the time had stole about $80,000 from him by writing forged checks, or it could have been one big check, I'm not sure. So this guy, he knows that this chick is stealing money from him. So he says, okay, I'm gonna invite her over and she's gonna do my hair and then I'll confront her. So what he does is that she's doing his hair, and then he says, oh, hey, by the way, I know that you've been stealing money from me. So he confronts her and he threatens her. He's like, hey, I'm going to take you to the police. And who knows what they said. And she's like, no, please don't take me to the police. And he's like, all right, then, give me a BJ, whatever. So he forces her, because that is kind of forceful sex. So he forces her to give him, whatever. Head. And he records this, right? So he's recording this girl, and then this guy, he goes ahead and he calls two of his, security personnel, or his friends, his homeboys, whatever, Leland Ellis and Versi Carter. So now it's three guys at Mystikal's home down in the Louisiana area. I think he lived outside of Baton Rouge. So now they're all taking turns forcing this girl to give them head and have sex, while each one, it takes the camera recording the other two, double teaming her, so to speak, right? So after they're done, this girl, she says, I just got raped, because she did. So she goes to the police and she tells them everything. They do a rape kit on her, and yep, there's DNA on her. So the police get a search warrant. They go to Mystikal's house, and guess what they find in a safe? They find the tape of them doing exactly what she described to the detectives. So they immediately arrest Mystikal and his two scumbag friends, Leland Ellis and Versi Carter. And at first, of course, he denies it. He said it was consensual, and then basically, the woman's like, look, I stole money from him. I'm sorry, but this guy raped me. So I don't know if they ever filed charges on her for that. I don't even know if it was actually even true. I mean, I'm guessing if it wasn't true, she'd have been like, I'll call the police right now. So he ends up doing 6 years in prison for rape, right? So this guy gets out like 2010, 2009, something like that, right? Okay. So he gets out, and people pretty much by now, they know the story of what took place. They know that this woman like stole money from him, and basically he forced her to have sex, right? So his career is kind of already sort of over, but he is still a famous rapper. He's still Mystikal. He still has a name, and he still does like small shows. He's still making good money. So people still, I guess they not forgave him, but I think a lot of people don't consider that rape, even though it is. So everything's going fine for him, right? But nothing can ever go fine for somebody who's a rapist, right? So in 2017, Mystikal is performing in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's like one of those hip hop legends concert where you get a bunch of has-beens together. And he's performing with a rapper that he's trying to put on, meaning like somebody that he's probably trying to sign to his label, someone that's, gonna blow up possibly, or they're pushing him to try to, become popular. And this guy's name was Little Hood. His real name was Averwan Holman. So Little Hood is performing, Mystikal performs. So Little Hood's homeboy and his homeboy's girlfriend, after the show, they go backstage to hang out with Mystikal. So I don't know how or what happened, but somehow the girl and her boyfriend, they become separated, right? So the girl, all she really remembers is because things started to get really fuzzy. So she remembers she was hanging out with Mystikal and Little Hood. And that she says all that she could remember is that things started getting really fuzzy. She kind of blacked out. And she remembers when she woke up that she seen Little Hood's private parts. And that she remembers that Mystikal was behind her and that she was feeling some kind of intense pain. She blacks out again, and when she wakes up, her boyfriend finally finds her, and they leave. She tells her boyfriend what happened. I don't know why he didn't go back there and kill both of them. Maybe he didn't have a gun on him at the time. I'm sure he wanted to. So they go to the police. They do their investigation. They do another rape kit on another woman, and while they're doing that, they go to Little Hood and Mystikal, and they say, hey, we have a complaint that a woman said that you raped her. He's like, no, I never have it. He said, hell no. He goes, I did not have sex with her at all. He goes, I did not. And he was very vehemently denying he even had anything to do with her. He said, I had no sex with her. Well, the lie detector test said that was a lie. Nope, they found Mystikal's DNA on her. So they arrest this Little Hood guy and Mystikal. Mystikal sits in jail down in Louisiana because I believe he had a $1.5 million bail, but he couldn't make bail. So he sat there for 1.5 years until he was able to make bail. He gets out. Later, the charges are dropped. Now, I don't know exactly why the charges were dropped. I don't know if he just paid her a bunch of money to just drop it, but that was it. So the prosecutor, they declined to file charges against him. So a free man again, right? He's a free man again. Wow, okay. Well, not so free. So just this past week, as the recording of this video, this woman who I'm assuming might have lived with Mystikal. I don't know if it was a groupie or his girlfriend or what. But this sounds like a crackhead fight, right? So this guy Mystikal, a couple weeks ago, says, hey, to this girl, hey, you stole $100 from me. And she's like, what are you talking about, crackhead? Like, I didn't steal $100 from you. So they get into a fight, a physical fight. So he starts punching her in the face. He pulls her braids out of her head, right? And this is only getting deeper. He takes her car keys so she can't leave. Guys, we call that kidnapping. That's kidnapping. Took her keys, took her phone, so she couldn't leave, she couldn't call for help, she couldn't call the police. And then he had sex with her, he raped her. Now, so far, he's being accused, he hasn't been convicted, but from what this guy's background says, I'm gonna believe the woman in this. They do a rape kit on her, and of course, his DNA's there. So they arrest him. They're charging him now. He's sitting in jail. I know that I got a buddy that lives down in Baton Rouge who knows this Mystikal guy because he always goes into the same bar that he hangs out at. And he's told me like, oh, Mystikal's a nice guy. He goes, everyone loves him. He goes, he's very popular down here. Well, not anymore. Because this guy's sitting in some jail down out in the Baton Rouge area. Probably maybe the Baton Rouge East jail, but he's probably in protective custody right now just because he's a celebrity. He's being held on no bond, so he ain't getting out. First-degree rape, simple robbery, I guess that's for the cell phone, domestic abuse, and imprisonment, which I guess is not kidnapping, but seems just as bad. Look, this guy is never getting out of prison. He's done. This guy is not getting out. He's a habitual offender. He is a sexual weirdo, a sexual creep. This guy is a predator. He's a scumbag. He's a liar. He's a douchebag. He's whatever bag you want to throw in there. This guy is not safe. It's not safe for this guy to be in our public. Because this guy he's a serial rapist. And I'm only talking about the things that he's been convicted or accused. I'm not even, what's with all this stuff? Maybe he's gotten away with this for so many damn years. Who knows? This guy has probably raped many other women that they never came forward, or maybe they don't remember because he would put the drugs in their drinks. Now, this guy's got to go. I'm not for counseling people. I'm not into counsel culture, but if by any chance this guy gets off of this charge, which right now the victim is probably already being offered $500,000. I don't even know if I'd be surprised if this guy even has $500,000. I guess he does. So right now his people are blowing up that woman's phone saying, please drop the charges. We got $500,000 for you. We got $1 million for you. So I guess it's going to be up to that girl on whether she wants to not press charges, and it's also going to be up to the prosecutor to see if he wants to not file charges. But they already know what's going on. They already know that he is a habitual offender. They already know what he did the last time he was in jail getting off on that charge. So I suspect that the prosecutor is going to say, no way. The only way this guy gets off of this charge is if the girl just says, no, I lied. That's the only way. Oh, I lied. And then she has a brand new fat bank account. Because if that doesn't happen and she says, no, this happened, this is true, this guy is never getting out of jail. This guy's going to get 40 years in prison. This guy's a scumbag. And anybody in the rap industry, hip hop industry, they need to shun this guy. Because that girl that he did that to, all his victims, all those girls, that could be your sister and that could be your mom. Would you want your sister or your mom hanging out with this clown? I don't think so. Think about it. Think about the people that you guys hold as figureheads, people that you look up to. I'm telling you, a lot of people in rap music and hip hop, they need better role models, because this guy is not a role model. This guy is an absolute disgusting rapist. I hope he never gets out, but that ain't up to me. That's up to that girl And that's going to be up to the prosecutor's office down in Louisiana. Anyways, guys, Lamont on the run. I'm out of here. I got to get on with this story. Catch up with y'all later. Peace out.